Now, we talked about in other videos this concept of an unconditional discharge, which takes away the sting of jail time, prison time.
A lot of what came into trial in evidence, a lot of what didn't come in is a reason why the jury obviously reached the verdict they did. So, I mean, that's the goal. The goal is this is a step in the process of our justice system, and the goal is to appeal quickly and hopefully be vindicated quickly.
Did you know Trump's lost over 30 out of 50 lawsuits? That's right, folks. Our law and order president is racking up L's faster than Biden can say malarkey. It's like he's playing legal whack-a-mole, but the moles are winning. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video, but wait, there's more. While Trump's busy tweeting about witch hunts, poor Rudy's got his own dumpster fire to deal with. It's a regular circus out there, and we've got front row seats to the greatest show on earth, the fall of the Trump empire. Remember when Trump said he was tired of winning? Well, folks, it looks like he finally got his wish. Our orange-tinted friend has been filing lawsuits like he's handing out Trump steaks, but judges aren't buying it. It's like watching a toddler try to convince his parents that the dog ate his homework. Cute, but not very effective. Despite losing case after case, Grumpy Trumpy keeps insisting he's the real winner. It's like watching a kid refuse to admit he lost at Monopoly, even after he's mortgaged all his properties and is living in a cardboard box on Baltic Avenue. But our boy, Donnie Diapers, doesn't give up easily. After each loss, he treats us to a Twitter meltdown that would make a 2-year-old's tantrum look like a Zen meditation session.
Well, a trial is there's evidence at the trial, but then there's evidence that didn't come in at the trial. And
Trump is not handling this well. And there is a broader theme here, Harry, of other people in Trump's orbit who are not having good days in court.
I mean, surprise is probably the wrong word. That's what juries do. You know, juries can decide something in 5 minutes or 5 days. And
now, we talked about in other videos this concept of an unconditional discharge, which takes away the sting of jail time, prison time.
Well, there's a lot of evidence that should have gotten in that didn't come in. We asked to bring in evidence, for example, of tax records.
Did you know Trump's lost over 30 out of 50 lawsuits? That's worse than his casino business record. It's like he's playing legal whack-a-mole, but the moles are all wearing judicial robes and wielding gavels. In Michigan, the appeals court basically told Trump's team, sorry, no evidence, no dice. And in Pennsylvania, a judge's ruling was so scathing, it made Trump's legal arguments look about as solid as a chocolate teapot in a sauna. As the losses pile up, Trump's excuses get wilder. Next, he'll probably blame it on the wind direction or his horoscope. Sorry, Your Honor, Mercury was in retrograde when I filed that lawsuit. Can I get a do-over?
Of the prosecution, we weren't allowed to do that. There's a reliance on counsel theory that would have been, we believe, helpful to our defense that we were not allowed to bring in.
So we learned on Friday that the New York judge overseeing Trump's felony criminal case would not be throwing out the sentencing.
A lot of what came into trial in evidence, a lot of what didn't come in is a reason why the jury obviously reached the verdict they did. So we don't know what went into their decision or why they decided the way that they did, but this was a verdict that we were expecting. We're going to appeal, and we're going to win on appeal.
Meanwhile, his team keeps pushing conspiracy theories that are about as believable as flat earth theory, or the idea that birds are actually government drones. But here's the kicker, folks. While Trump's busy tweeting about witch hunts and rigged elections, his campaign's been hemorrhaging money faster than a trust fund kid at a casino. We're talking millions of dollars spent on these failed lawsuits. It's like watching someone set fire to a pile of cash while insisting they're actually making it rain. Despite the comedy of errors, there's a serious point here. The courts are standing firm against baseless claims. It's like watching democracy play whack-a-mole with conspiracy theories. And so far, democracy's winning. But wait, there's more. Let's check in on Trump's right-hand man, Rudy Giuliani. Spoiler alert, it's not going well for him either. Stay tuned for the next episode of As the MAGA Turns. Speaking of legal disasters, let's talk about Rudy Giuliani. Remember when he was America's mayor? Well, now he's more like America's embarrassing uncle who won't stop ranting at Thanksgiving dinner. Poor Rudy's been trying to help Trump, but he's got his own legal dumpster fire to deal with. It's like watching someone try to put out a fire with gasoline while wearing a clown suit. Remember when Rudy was holding press conferences at Four Seasons? Total landscaping? That was just the warm-up act, folks. Now he's in hot water over defamation claims. It's like watching a sitcom character dig themselves deeper with every word. You know that feeling when you're telling a lie and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger? That's Rudy's entire life now. But wait, there's more. Did you know Rudy's law license got suspended in New York and DC?
Shock and surprise at what happened? Not really. I mean, I think we didn't think we were going to get a fair shake in Manhattan, and we didn't.
Sentencing of Donald Trump in a case where Trump was convicted on 34 separate felony counts is going to take place on January 10th.
What's the evidence that you think you should have gotten in that would have made a difference?
I mean, that's the goal. The goal is this is a step in the process of our justice system, and the goal is to appeal quickly and hopefully be vindicated quickly.
Talk about a fall from grace. He went from prosecuting mobsters to whatever this is. It's like watching Batman become the Joker, but less entertaining and with worse hair dye. As Rudy's legal troubles mount, his explanations get more creative. It's like watching improv, but sadder. One day he's saying he was just joking about election fraud. The next he's claiming he has evidence hidden in his sock drawer. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he blamed his next gaffe on an invasion of alien lizard people. Despite all the chaos and hair dye dripping down his face, there's a lesson here about the consequences of spreading baseless claims. Turns out you can't just make stuff up in court like you can on Fox News. Who knew? But the real question is, will Trump throw Rudy under the bus? I mean, Trump's known for his loyalty, right? Just ask. Well, I'm sure there's someone. Maybe. Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode of As the MAGA Turns. Will Rudy find redemption? Will Trump learn how to use spell check? Will anyone remember what the truth looks like? Find out next time, or maybe never, because in this show, the plot twists never end and the writers seem to be on some kind of hallucinogenic substance. So what have we learned from this legal circus? Even presidents can't tweet their way out of trouble. Turns out, judges care more about evidence than Twitter followers. Who knew? Next time you're having a bad day, just remember, at least you're not Trump's lawyer. Those poor souls are probably wishing they'd chosen a less stressful career, like lion taming or volcano surfing. But jokes aside, there's a serious lesson here. The courts are standing firm against baseless claims, showing that our justice system isn't just a rubber stamp for powerful people. It's like watching democracy play whack-a-mole with conspiracy theories, and so far, democracy's winning. Remember folks, in the courtroom, facts matter more than followers. It's not about how loud you can yell, "witch hunt," or how many caps lock tweets you can fire off. It's about evidence, plain and simple. So next time you hear some wild claim about election fraud or deep state conspiracies, maybe take it with a grain of salt, or better yet, a whole shaker.